This problem is asking you to graph the solution set of this inequality in an absolute value form. So I got a really cool way of doing this one. If you understand that absolute value means distance, really means distance, then what this phrase is saying when you see the x minus 2 is that my distance from the number 2 has to be bigger than or equal to 3. That's what this literally says. So if you're going to graph it on a number line, you just have to go to the number we know of as 2, which is located right here, well, wherever you label it. And then you need that distance to be at least as big as 3. So I'm going to come out from there and go 3 units away from 2, which is 5, and 3 units to the left of 2, which is negative 1. It's kind of inappropriate to put a dot here. I should have put a dash, right? Because that's what the 2 is. So 2, 3 spots to the right is 5, 3 spots to the left is negative 1. And the problem says you want your distance to be bigger than that. So it's going to be beyond that window. And so we're going to shade to the right of 5, and we're going to shade to the left of negative 1. And that's the final solution. That's all it is to be able to deal with absolute value inequalities. So let's use that same approach and see if we can do the second one nicely too. Now this one says x plus 4. So that's understood to be x minus negative 4. And so it's talking about a distance away from the number negative 4. This time I used the dash instead of the dot, so you can tell I'm not shading it. It says the distance from negative 4 needs to be less than 2. So now we're going to move 2 spots to the right, which would be negative 2. And then we'll go 2 spots to the left, negative 5, so negative 6. Okay, those are going to be my endpoints. It's a less than, not equal to, so this time I'll use an open dot for my notation. And it says that it wants the distance from negative 4 to be less than that. So that's going to be shaded in between, because my distance needs to be less than that amount. Okay, new idea, and that's the final answer to that one. Why don't you try to take a shot on your own, try to graph the solution set to u minus 3, absolute value is less than 3. Okay, assuming you gave it a shot here, u minus 3 means my distance from 3 needs to be less than 3. So 1, 2, 3 puts me out to 6. 1, 2, 3 puts me down to 0. 3 units left and 3 units right. The distance is less than, not less than or equal to, so we will use parentheses this time to indicate that the shading is going to be above 0 but less than 6. So the correct answer, final answer, is this interval that extends from 0 to 6.